Welcome back, peoples, to How Good Was It, where we review the movies of our past. That has become a reflex saying that. It's like I can't imagine an episode without saying that now. Damn you, Scott. What have you done to me? You've turned me into a fucking robot. Hello, Scott.
Hey, what's happening, Jim?
And what is up, Dana?
You're the most handsome AI that we got then, buddy.
If
What's
you
up?
AI is right, handsome. I don't know about that. And we have the return of a very special guest. He's more than friend. He's familia. He's all love. And we are so honored to have him again as a guest. What is up, Jose?
Thank you, guys. I feel so blessed to be here tonight. Thank you so much.
And as such, Jose picks the movie of the week, which is
one of my favorite horror films from my childhood is The Fog. I did say childhood.
Oh, okay. You made sure to say childhood.
From the creator of Halloween, the ultimate experience in terror and suspense. John Carpenter's The Fog, starring Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, John Houseman, Janet Leigh as Kathy Williams, and Hal Holbrook as Father Malone. The Fog. What you can't see won't hurt you. It will kill you. Between midnight and 1, it will find you.
That's right. You heard it here, folks. We are doing the classic horror film, The Fog. Classic to me, at least. I don't know about you guys.
And we need to specify, this is John Carpenter's The Fog, not the shitty remake from the 2000s. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I think Jose knows this movie. I don't know. This is probably pretty easy for him.
It was one of the first horror films I saw. My mom was obsessed with horror films when I was a kid. And she would take me to the small theater. I was raised in Connecticut, but we lived in Massachusetts for a year. So she would go to the small theater and we would watch horror films. And my love of horror films just came from that. But one thing I do remember as a little boy, because I don't even know, I was maybe like 7 or 8 when we watched it, was my first big crush. So my first big crush was Adrienne Barbeau.
Oh,
DJ who was sexy and warning people, and she was like, she's still someone that I think is very sexy. I like watched a few things about her recently, and she's in her almost 70 and she still looks amazing.
Yeah. You want some trivia, Jose? You know she was married to John Carpenter. That's why she was in a lot of Carpenter's early films.
What?
Yes.
She was married to John Carpenter, yeah. So is this your favorite John Carpenter film, or is it just you have strong feelings about this film?
I love John Carpenter. I think he's definitely one of the best ever directors of horror. And to me, it's all about, he's great when it comes to a score. It's great when it comes to like visuals. I don't think anything he's done has ever been so cheesy that you can't watch it today.
Don't worry, Dana will find a way to claim it's cheesy.
I was legit going to be like, Jose, do you listen to this podcast?
Don't just talk about the
podcast. not going to be too much of a spoiler alert. The Fog is definitely not one that I remember at all. Like, we were talking off recording about the new one. I sort of remember the new one because it had Superman from TV. But I didn't really watch too much of it, so this is going to be a brand new movie for me.
Wow.
But before I shit on it,
Who is that?
So, John Carpenter's The Fog, man. Let's jump right into it because I think we're gonna have a lot to say about this film. Please go, Scott. Go.
All right, The Fog, written by John Carpenter, and someone else wrote it with him. I forgot to write it down. Came out in 1980. This is after Halloween. It made for $1 million. Worldwide gross was $21 million. So it was a hit for that day and age. Adrienne Barbeau, this is her first movie role. She was a television actress all before this. So this is her first actual, and Carpenter wrote the character specifically for her because they were married at the time and he wanted his wife in the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis and her mom are in this movie together. The first time they acted together in a movie as well. The only one other time was Halloween H2O, 30 years later or whatever that came out. So yeah, that's about it. Did any of you guys watch the reboot of it other than me?
I did, because I didn't watch it this time around, but I watched it years ago when it first came out. And I was
horrible.
So
it looks so this movie was made in 1980. That was made in 2005. This movie looks 100% better than that movie. The CGI in that 2005 movie is as bad as it gets. It was made like crap. It was and the kid from Tom Welling, Superman, was a star of it.
It was Superman.
Yeah, it's just really, really bad.
Well, I mean, we are concentrating on the original version by John Carpenter. This one came out, what, 1980?
1980, yeah. So this is right after coming off of Halloween. He did this. This is in between Halloween and Escape from New York. He's in that era. Carpenter. I mean, I think we've this is our fourth Carpenter film that we've covered, and he just had bangers in the 80s. I mean, from Halloween in '79 all the way through, it's just great movies after great movies, all the way up to They Live in 1991, which we'll make Dana watch soon enough.
Oh, right.
One thing
Yes.
I did want to point out is
Please
that
do.
when I was watching the movie, the top billing is all female.
Yeah. No, it's very progressive in that way. Yeah, for sure.
Which I thought was really cool for 1980.
But however, in the movie, all these gross old men are with young, beautiful women too. So it's just like you give and you take.
Who's really winning?
And speaking, we're talking about Adrienne Barbeau, and yes, she was known as like a B movie queen back in that day, right? Back in the 80s and such. And she had top billing in this movie. It's strange. I rarely ever saw her get any type of top billing for any movie. But once I watched the movie, I was like, yeah, I could see why she would get top billing for this.
Well, I was looking at her filmography today. Well, I was looking at her IMDb page. I didn't remember her on 8 is Enough. She was on 8 is Enough the whole time. Did you guys watch that growing up? That show?
I loved that show as a kid, but I do not.
She was a regular
Adrienne
on it. She was on for all like 5 years that was on the air. I do not remember her at all.
As who?
Her character name was on there. I don't think she was one of the kids, but she was on there the whole time. So I don't know who she was.
That was the dad's side piece.
I kind of recalled Swamp Thing. Obviously, a couple things in Swamp Thing. But now I understand why Jose wanted to marry her. I get it now.
Yeah,
it makes complete sense.
I mean, this is nostalgic for me. It's one of my first horror films, my first crush. So I still really enjoy the movie. I've probably watched it at least 10 times. Like from 1980 to now, probably several different years have gone by since I watched the second, third, fourth time. But I still enjoyed it.
Wow. So obviously I had to give this movie a chance because of my brother from another mother, Jose. The normal thing is for me just to absolutely destroy all John Carpenter movies. So I did because of my guy Jose was like, all right, let me just not crap on their childhood and try to see what's going on. But I guess what I did initially was like, oh, is there any other inclement weather that's worse than fog? And I kind of was like doing my own. It's like, what's worse than fog? I don't know, a flash flood, like just a heat advisory. I literally was just like, what? This was scary. Your guys' era of movies and
I know. I was waiting for those words. It was like, you guys.
Oh, he's shitting on
Janet. I know. I apologize. It's always such a dick move, Jose. I have no problem shitting on Scott
I love it.
And Jose, I trust.